She posted a selfie with another guy and captioned it upgraded. I didn't argue, didn't call, didn't even text back. I just forwarded the screenshot to her parents and started canceling our wedding. Now her entire family is blowing up my phone, but I'm too busy dismantling our future to answer. Here's what nobody tells you about modern relationships. Sometimes the breakup announcement comes through an Instagram story, and sometimes the only appropriate response is complete, strategic silence. Before we get into this, quick shout out. Over 14% of you are already subscribed, and it honestly means everything. If you're new here and these stories hit different, join us by hitting that subscribe button. We're on the road to 10,000, and I want you here for it. I still can't believe I'm telling this story, but here we are. This whole disaster started about a month ago, though it really exploded 3 weeks back. My fiancée, Lauren, and I were supposed to get married in 3 months. We've been together 2 years, engaged for 6. Everything was booked, paid for, locked in. I thought we were solid, like, genuinely happy solid. I'm 28, she's 26. I work in software development. She works as a social media manager for some fitness influencer. We met through mutual friends, had this instant connection, or at least that's what I believed at the time. Looking back now, there were signs. Small things I brushed off because I trusted her. Lauren was always on her phone, always posting stories, always curating her feed, always obsessed with how things looked online. But I figured that was just her job, right? She was a social media professional. That was her world. Therefore, the problem started about a month ago when she began working with this new client, some fitness model named Marcus who has like 200,000 Instagram followers. Suddenly, Lauren was working late constantly. Photo shoots, marketing campaigns, strategy sessions that ran until midnight. Marcus is really committed to growing his brand, she'd say. We're working on some major collaborations. That's great, babe. I'd respond. Just don't burn yourself out. Oh, I won't. This is actually really exciting. Marcus is so creative and driven. Red flag number 1, but I trusted her. A week later, she started going to Marcus's gym with him. For work, she insisted. I need to understand his brand and aesthetic firsthand. It's research, Nathan. I need to know what his audience connects with, what makes them engage. Since when does social media management require gym sessions? Since influencer marketing became about authentic experiences, I need to be able to speak his language. Another red flag I stupidly ignored. Therefore, 2 weeks before everything imploded, Lauren started dressing differently. Tighter workout clothes, more revealing outfits. When I mentioned it, she had an answer ready. Marcus's audience expects a certain look from people associated with his brand. I need to fit the aesthetic. You're not even in his content, though. Sometimes I am, behind-the-scenes stuff. It's all about authenticity, Nathan. The Friday before everything went nuclear, Lauren said she had to work late with Marcus on some urgent campaign launch. Said she'd probably be out until midnight or later. Another late night? I asked. Sorry, babe. Marcus is launching something huge Monday, and we need everything perfect. All right. Text me when you're heading home. Will do. Love you. She didn't text. Didn't come home either. Saturday morning, I woke up to a message saying she'd stayed at her friend Jessica's place because they worked so late and she was too tired to drive home. Sorry, babe. Marcus's campaign took forever. Crashed at Jess's. See you later today. Something felt wrong, so I called Jessica. Nathan, I haven't seen Lauren in weeks. She definitely didn't stay here last night. Therefore, Lauren had lied about where she was, spent the night somewhere else, and fabricated an entire cover story about it. Saturday afternoon, I was at my buddy Derek's place watching the game when I got a notification that Lauren had posted an Instagram story and tagged me in it. I opened Instagram expecting maybe some work update or couple content. Instead, I saw a selfie of her and Marcus at some upscale restaurant. She was leaning into him, smiling huge, looking happier than I'd seen her in months. He had his arm around her waist, way too comfortable, way too familiar. The text overlay said upgraded with a row of heart emojis, and she tagged me directly, so I'd absolutely, definitely see it. I immediately took a screenshot. Then I screen recorded the whole story because I knew it would vanish in 24 hours, and I had a feeling I was going to need evidence. Derek noticed something was wrong. Dude, you okay? You look like someone just died. I showed him the screenshot. Holy shit, Nathan. Is this real? Apparently. What are you gonna do? Honestly, I have no idea. But here's what happened next. My first instinct was to call her, demand an explanation, ask what the actual hell was going on. Then I realized something. She'd already told me everything I needed to know. She'd moved on, found someone better, upgraded, and she wanted me to see it. She wanted everyone to see it. So instead of calling her and giving her the dramatic confrontation she probably expected, I started making strategic decisions. Therefore, first call, my buddy James, who's a lawyer. James, it's Nathan. I need quick advice about wedding contracts. What's going on? I explained the situation and sent him the screenshot. Nathan, that's brutal, man. What do you need to know? If I cancel everything, what am I liable for? Depends on your contracts. Generally, you're on the hook for cancellation fees, but if you can prove cause, like infidelity or abandonment, some vendors might work with you, especially with social proof like this. Social proof? That Instagram story is pretty damning evidence. Send it to vendors when you cancel. It might help with refunds. Next call, Lauren's dad, Richard. We'd always had a good relationship, and he'd contributed financially to the wedding. Hey, Richard, it's Nathan. I need to talk to you about something serious. Of course, Nathan. What's up? Lauren posted something on Instagram today that I think you need to see. I'm texting it to you now. I sent the screenshot. Long pause. Nathan, what am I looking at here? Who is this guy? Someone she works with. Based on that caption, I think our relationship just ended. Nathan, I don't understand. You're getting married in 3 months. Not anymore, Richard. Another long pause. Nathan, let me call Lauren and figure out what's going on here. Don't do anything rash. I'm not being rash. I'm being realistic. Therefore, after talking to Richard, I called our wedding venue, Clearwater Estate. We put down a $5,000 deposit and paid another $9,000 toward the final bill. Clearwater Estate, this is Michelle speaking. Hi, Michelle. This is Nathan Cooper. I have a wedding booked for October 22nd. Yes, Mr. Cooper. How can I help you today? I need to discuss cancellation options. Cancellation? Sir, your wedding is less than 3 months away, according to our contract. Understand the contract terms. There's been a situation with my fiancée. I'm sending you evidence that might affect your cancellation policy. I sent her the screenshot. Mr. Cooper, I'll need to review this with our management team and call you back. I spent the rest of Saturday afternoon calling every vendor. Photographer, caterer, florist, DJ. Same conversation every single time. Explain the situation, send a screenshot, ask about refund options. By evening, my phone was exploding. Lauren's family was losing their collective minds. Text from her mom, Patricia. Nathan, what is this photo? What's happening with you two? Text from her sister, Brittany. OMG, Nathan, is this real? Is Lauren actually cheating? Multiple missed calls from Richard. I ignored all of them. I needed time to think clearly and plan my next moves without emotional interference. Sunday morning, Lauren finally called me. Nathan, what the hell did you do? What do you mean? You sent that photo to my parents? Are you insane? You tagged me in it, Lauren. Figured your family should know about your upgrade. Nathan, it's not what it looks like. Really? Then what does upgraded mean? It was Marcus's idea. He said it would create buzz for his brand, get people talking. So you agreed to post that we broke up as someone else's marketing strategy? It wasn't saying we broke up. It was just a provocative caption for engagement. Lauren, you posted a photo with another man saying you upgraded after lying to me about staying at Jessica's place. How? Is that just engagement? Nathan, please. I can explain everything. There's nothing to explain. You made your position crystal clear. I didn't make any position clear. It was just social media content. Was spending Friday night at Marcus's place just content too? Silence. Complete, telling silence. That's what I thought, I said. Nathan, nothing happened. I swear nothing physical happened. Lauren, even if nothing physical happened, which I seriously doubt, you emotionally cheated and then publicly announced your upgrade. We're done. Nathan, please don't do this. We can work through this. I hung up, but Sunday afternoon, I started getting callbacks from vendors. Michelle from a venue called first. Mr. Cooper, I spoke with our management about your situation. Given the evidence you provided, we're classifying this as breach of good faith by the other party. We can refund 75% of your payments. Seriously? The Instagram post clearly shows your fiancé publicly ending the relationship. That's not a standard cold feet situation. That's abandonment. The photographer, Brian, was even more generous. Nathan, I saw the screenshot you sent. That's absolutely horrible, man. We're refunding your full deposit. Brian, that's incredibly generous of you. My wife said if I didn't refund everything after seeing that photo, she questioned my character. Some things are more important than contracts. Therefore, the caterer agreed to 60% back. The florist, 50%. The DJ kept his deposit but waived the cancellation penalty. All told, I recovered about 70% of what we'd spent. Way better than I'd expected given the circumstances. Sunday evening, Lauren showed up at my apartment door crying. Nathan, please. We need to talk about this like adults. I I thought we covered everything on the phone. No, we didn't. You're destroying everything over a misunderstanding. What's the misunderstanding? That you publicly upgraded to someone else. It was just a social media post, Nathan. It doesn't actually mean anything. It meant enough that you tagged me specifically to make sure I saw it. Marcus suggested that part. He said it would get more engagement if people thought it was real drama. So you agreed to fake a relationship upgrade for social media metrics? It wasn't fake. It was just exaggerated for effect. Lauren, you're a social media professional. You know exactly what that post communicated to everyone who saw it. I didn't think about how you'd react to it. You didn't think about how your fiancé would react to you posting about upgrading to another man 3 months before our wedding. I thought you'd understand it was work-related. Work doesn't involve overnight stays at clients' houses. I fell asleep on his couch after we were editing content. And work doesn't involve posting romantic content with clients. It was just one post for engagement metrics. One post that ended our engagement. Nathan, please, I'll delete it right now. I'll stop working with Marcus completely. I'll do whatever you want. I don't want you to do anything. I want this to be over. Nathan, you're throwing away 2 years over social media. I'm protecting myself from someone who thinks publicly upgrading from their fiancé is appropriate professional behavior, regardless of the excuse. She cried and begged for another hour, but I didn't budge. Every word out of her mouth just confirmed I was making the right decision. Finally, she left. Therefore, Monday, I took a personal day and finished canceling everything. Got final refund confirmations from most vendors. Started the process of breaking our apartment lease since both our names were on it. Monday afternoon, Brittany called. Nathan, Lauren's completely devastated. She's been crying nonstop for 2 days. I'm sorry she's upset, Brittany. Nathan, this is all just a huge misunderstanding. She was doing her job. Brittany, her job is social media management, not relationship management. She says Marcus pressured her into making that post. Brittany, Lauren's been in social media for 3 years professionally. She knows exactly what messages her posts send and how audiences interpret them. But she loves you, Nathan. She wants to fix this. There's nothing to fix. She chose Marcus's brand strategy over our relationship. That's a choice with consequences. Nathan, please, the whole family's involved now. We've all taken time off work for the wedding, booked flights, reserved hotels. I'll cover any non-refundable travel expenses people have. Send me the receipts. It's not about money, Nathan. Then what's it about? Family. Forgiveness. Second chances. Brittany, your sister publicly announced she'd found someone better than me 3 months before our wedding. That's not a mistake that deserves a second chance. That's a fundamental character issue. Tuesday, Richard called one final time. Nathan, I've talked extensively with Lauren about what happened. Good for her. She admits she used extremely poor judgment, but she insists nothing physical happened with Marcus. Richard, even if that's completely true, which I doubt, she still chose to publicly announce she'd upgraded from me. That's relationship ending regardless of what did or didn't happen physically. She says it was purely for work, for marketing purposes. Richard, she's a professional. She knew what that post communicated. She chose to do it anyway. Nathan, people make mistakes. This wasn't a mistake. This was a calculated decision to create buzz using our relationship as content. There's a massive difference. She's willing to quit working with Marcus entirely. It's too late for that now. Nathan, you're letting pride destroy your future. I'm letting reality inform my decisions. Richard, so that's it? One social media post ends everything. One social media post that communicated she'd found someone better and wanted everyone, including me, to know about it. Yeah, that ends everything. It's been 3 weeks since that Instagram story destroyed my life and simultaneously freed me from it. I've blocked Lauren everywhere. Phone, social media, email, everything. The vendors finished processing all the refunds. I found a new apartment and moved out completely last weekend. My friends have been incredibly supportive through all this. Derek especially keeps reminding me I made the right call. Nathan, anyone who posts the kind of content about their relationship 3 months before a wedding isn't ready for marriage. Period. I know. It just sucks that it took this to figure it out. Better now than after the wedding, after kids, after you're legally and financially tangled together. James the lawyer helped me navigate breaking the apartment lease. Turns out since both our names were on it, I was still liable for my portion, but I found someone to sublet my half within a week. Therefore, I started therapy last week to process everything properly. The therapist said something that really stuck with me. You set clear boundaries and enforce them without trying to control her behavior or manipulate the situation. That's actually emotional maturity. It doesn't feel mature. It feels like my entire life just exploded. Your life changed dramatically because you refuse to accept fundamentally disrespectful treatment. That's growth, even when it's painful. Yesterday, I reactivated my dating profiles. Not because I'm ready for anything serious. I'm definitely not. But because I need to start thinking about moving forward instead of constantly looking back. The whole experience taught me something crucial. Social media reveals people's true priorities with brutal clarity. Lauren chose viral content over relationship respect. Chose professional buzz over personal commitment. Chose engagement metrics over actual engagement with her future husband. She wanted to upgrade publicly for her career, so I upgraded her to ex-fiancé status privately and methodically. Sometimes the best response to public disrespect isn't a dramatic confrontation. It's quiet dignity combined with strategic, decisive action. Lauren thought that Instagram story was just smart marketing for Marcus's brand. Turns out it was the clearest breakup announcement I'd ever received, and I treated it exactly like that. My future is officially unbooked, and honestly, I'm relieved. She thought posting upgraded was just good marketing. I thought it was the clearest breakup announcement I'd ever received, and I treated it exactly like that.